Hi everyone. This video is explaining the format of Introduction to Sociology, and I'm making a separate video that is simply about the format for a few reasons. First of all, it's potentially confusing. Second of all, a few of you have been concerned and reaching out to me and saying, how is this course actually going to be taught? And the third thing is this is a bizarre semester, right? This isn't normal. We're all having to adapt. And I think I've come up with a way that actually works really well and I'm excited about. So what I've come up with is inspired by my time as a professor at the University of Minnesota. So when I was finishing my grad degree out at the University of Minnesota, the way the course worked is I would teach Introduction to Sociology. I would lead a lecture. And then I had 4 teaching assistants who would bring this class broken up into 4 groups into different spaces, and they would lead discussion sections. So I would provide the material, the new knowledge that they had to know, and then my teaching assistants would bring your specific smaller group where you could interact with each other, where it would be easier to ask questions, and that's how you would work through the material to make sure that you understand it. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to provide all this material online, and that will include lectures that I've recorded that you'll find on YouTube, readings either from the textbook or on Blackboard, or sometimes online readings that I email to you, and also videos, right? So you're going to have all these different formats over a two-week span. You're required to work through it. You'll take a quiz at the end of those 2 weeks. So the goal is to take advantage of all the resources online. You could watch a video twice if you need. You could do a reading twice if you need. I'm trying to make sure all this stuff is pretty accessible. And then every 2 weeks, on the day that you're assigned, you will come to class and you will have your discussion section. So you've already been broken up into groups. So some of you come the first Tuesday, some of you come the first Thursday, some of you come the second Tuesday, some of you come the second Thursday, and then we're going to keep on that pattern. We are going to use that time when you come to class, the in-person discussion sections, as a space to work through the material, make sure that you understand it. We'll do some sort of activity to reinforce the ideas. So there'll be a time where we'll have discussion. It will usually be a little bit more entertaining. And then we'll also do in-class writings, which will count towards your grade. So it's a place for reinforcing what you know, answering any questions, clarifying anything that's confusing, and then also doing something where you'll be assessed, right, to make sure that we can improve your grade by you showing up. There's a few things to point out about this format. First of all, class is early. It's Tuesday, Thursday at 8 a.m. Initially, I thought of having you just watch lectures when you weren't in class. That doesn't seem that fun, doesn't really seem fair to you. It also requires that you wake up at 8 a.m. even if you don't have to come to class. So what's nice here is you only have to come to class every 2 weeks. You only have to wake up at 8 a.m. every 2 weeks. You could wake up at 8 a.m. still and say this is the time where I devote to Intro to Sociology, but you don't actually have to do that. So every 2 weeks, 8 a.m., come to class. We have a discussion section. We do an activity. You have an assignment of sorts. That's the plan. Now there's 2 potential complications, one good, one bad. Either way we adapt. That's kind of the theme of the semester. First complication is maybe we have an outbreak of coronavirus cases and we have to go online. If that's the case, we'll stick to the syllabus. We'll figure out a different option for the discussion section. It'll probably be following the same pattern, but having the discussion section through Zoom. I think that still works well with this format, but I'll clarify that when we get there. We can decide as a group what's best. The other complication is a good one. If for some reason a few of you drop the course and the numbers go low enough, we'll be able to meet every week. You would come either on Tuesday or you'd come on a Thursday. That is a real possibility. We're actually only over the required number to have 2 groups instead of 4 groups by I think 12 people. So if people do happen to drop this course for whatever reason, and I hope that doesn't happen, if that does happen, you'll be either assigned to the Tuesday group or the Thursday group. But again, we'll go from there when that actually occurs, if it does occur. I don't know if it will. All right, so that's the format of the course. I hope this makes sense. I think it's going to work well. I think it's the best way to work with having 4 groups where you're only coming every 2 weeks. And I actually think it will be kind of fun. So that's the plan.